Thank you very much. Thank you, Cathaoirleach, and welcome to Minister Smith, who's here with us today. Minister, this commencement matter is for the attention for the Minister of Education, Norma Foley, and it's in relation to providing an update on school capacity reviews in County Galway, including Ballinasloe. Minister, it is crucial that we provide an update on school capacity across the country, because that's the data that the Department of Education use to identify if school places are needed for children, or whether we need new schools or new classrooms. That's the system that you would use. And I know you'd be very familiar, I think, with geographical information systems in any case, with your background. But it's really crucial that we're seeing that these capacity reviews are completed, and completed at an early stage. They're only done once a year. Again, I would have queries around why this can't be a live document and a live update with schools coming back with data on an ongoing basis. Surely that can be managed as well. But currently, it's a point in time. It's once a year. It's a point in time where schools are requested to complete a survey from the Department of Education. They indicate their capacity. That's then uploaded onto this ARC Geographical Information System, GIS, and basically that's the system then that is used. So my question here is, what is the current status of the updates to that system for County Galway, and in particular in Ballinasloe? Minister, this is used along with school planning areas, and the Minister has already spoken about this, across the country. We have over 315 or 16 areas from what I understand, and the schools then look at capacity in these areas. But Minister, there are lots of crisis areas in the country at the moment when it comes to primary school places, and we need to see how this data can be used at an early stage now, where we can then plan for budget, whether it's school transport, whether it's additional classes, whether it's a new school. Is it needed now for September? And working with the teams in the Department of Education to do that, because the only options we have is to try and look at existing capacity within a school, or deliver new classrooms, or look at a new school. Those are the three options that we have in front of us. This system is also used by the RAILT teams, the Regional Education and Language teams in Education Training Boards, the ETBs, to again also identify school places for children, for families coming from abroad. And that's from many other countries that come to Ireland, that need refuge, that set up here from many countries, including the Ukraine, and they cannot find space. And it's a challenge to get space in schools. Minister, I'm speaking specifically around the Ballinasloe area. In Ballinasloe, of course, Minister Josepha Madigan, the Minister over Special Education and Inclusion, only recently visited Ballinasloe, and I worked hard on projects over the last year where we had 2 classrooms open up in Korea National School, a school of nearly 440 students. Again, that's at capacity. The children were outside of the school, trying to use every available space before they could move into these school classrooms. The same for St. Teresa's Special School. And what was really good to see was the new special classes opening up in Ardsculwera and Garbally College there as well. But Minister, there are huge issues. We have over 1,000 children at primary school level, another 1,000 students at post-primary. These children are struggling when it comes to young families finding a place for children, for families that are moving to the town. Minister, we have nearly over 100 new allocation of housing, which is wonderful. Housing in Ballinasloe. We'll have families moving into new homes, local authority housing in Ballinasloe. Those families will have a lot of demands. By the nature of it, they will have more demands in terms of probably younger families. They'll also have more demands when it comes to GP visit cards, because the median income now, people are being allocated these GP cards. Minister, I suppose my question here is, when we look at Ballinasloe, when you look at the Pobble Deprivation Index, when you look at the level of deprivation, when you see there are areas in Ballinasloe that are -55 index, what is the plan for the Department of Education for children to go to schools? We have a DEIS Level 1 school in Galway, in Ballinasloe, that caters to the whole county of Galway, and actually the counties surrounding, Westmeath, Roscommon, Offaly, North Tip. I'm asking you, Minister, when families don't have the transport to get children from the town 5 kilometres out to a smaller school outside, are we going to have school transport in place? Are we going to be putting in a new school? When I can tell you that I've spoken to 3 principals in those schools, a Gaelscoil, which of course can cater to so many children, but again challenges when it comes to EAL and English as an additional language supports. But also, are we going to have challenges when we have no space to put in additional classrooms? Thank you.
Minister.
Thank you. I'm taking this question on behalf of my colleague, Minister for Education, Norma Foley, who's out of the country. I want to thank the Senator for raising the matter, as it provides me with an opportunity to outline the position in relation to school capacity reviews in County Galway, including Ballinasloe, and in relation to the use of the ArcGIS system to assist the RAILT teams in their work of sourcing school places. So, as the Deputy will be aware, Regional Education and Language Teams, or REALTs, were established as part of the Department of Education's response to the humanitarian crisis arising from the war in Ukraine. Part of the REALT's role was to assist in finding school places for Ukrainian children, and this was subsequently extended to providing for international protection applicants seeking school placement. So over 17,500 Ukrainian students have been enrolled in our schools to date, and this is a testament to the fantastic work done across school communities and by REALTs. Critical to this success has been the use of existing school capacity, and the Department of Education has worked closely with the REALTs to support and coordinate a strategic approach to this in this respect. As part of the strategic response, data available to the Department in respect of school capacity was provided to the REALTs. The Department further supplemented the data with additional information collected from schools via online surveys. Ultimately, the capacity of a school is a matter for that school's Board of Management and patron, taking into account specific circumstances. At post-primary level, capacity is particularly complex, as class groupings, subject options and timetabling are all relevant. However, there are certain indicators of capacity which are useful in identifying a school's likely ability to facilitate additional enrolments. And such indicators include data on current and historic enrolments, reported available classrooms, information with regard to current or recent school building projects, and schools' self-reported capacity to enrol additional students in certain class or year groups. The most recent information currently available relates to the 2022-2023 school year, and the Department of Education will be refreshing this over the coming months, including as the recent 2023-2024 enrolment returns are finalised. The Senator will appreciate that while specific capacity at schools is fluid and can have certain complexities and nuances, in combination, the available indicators of capacity give a good sense of school place pressures in an area. From the information provided by schools to the Department earlier in the year, there appear to be available school places and classrooms at primary level generally across County Galway, including at schools in Ballinasloe town and across the Ballinasloe school planning area. Capacity at post-primary level is more constrained, as it is generally across the country in the context of peaking post-primary demographics. A strategic and coordinated approach to managing enrolments and maximising existing capacity both at individual school level and across a town or area is important in ensuring that school accommodation capacity is used in the most effective way. The Department continues to monitor school place requirements across the country, including in Ballinasloe and in the wider county. It undertakes demographic exercises and it analyses residential development activity in order to anticipate school place requirements in the future. It also engages closely with school authorities and patrons to identify and resolve any school place pressures. This collaboration with patrons will be informed by data on schools' applications for admission. And as the Senator may be aware, the admission process for many primary schools will be starting on the first quarter of next year, which means that engagement will be ongoing over the coming months. The Department is currently progressing a number of building projects in Ballinasloe under the National Development Plan. The most significant project in terms of planned additional capacity is a new 16-classroom school building for Scoil an Cree Naofa, which will also provide 3 classrooms for pupils with special educational needs. This project is currently at stage 2B and it has recently received a grant of planning permission. The Department is also engaging with the patrons of Art School Wirra and St Joseph's College in Ballinasloe regarding their proposed amalgamation and with a view to considering their overall accommodation needs. However, I would underline that ensuring sufficient school capacity is and will continue to be a priority for the Department. The school place needs in Ballinasloe and across County Galway, as with all other areas, will continue to be kept under review for the 2024 and 2025 and subsequent school years. Thank you.
Minister.
Thank you. Minister, look, I thank you for your response, but it doesn't answer the question here. The question around when the school capacity review will be completed. The school returns are one aspect of the information that's gathered by the Department of Education. A school capacity review is a separate review, and that's the information along with other data sources that we use when we're trying to identify school places and school capacity. Minister, it is frustrating because, you know, we're going to have over 100 new families now moving into Ballinasloe. It'll open up rental capacity, which will be wonderful, and new families are going to move to our town, which is great. I want to see our town grow. I want to see it double. But Minister, it is not good enough to say that we have data from 2022, 2023, when I'm trying to look at what budget are we going to put in place for the year ahead. I already have had such difficulty around getting school transport for children going to a school a few miles outside of Ballinasloe. We need to plan ahead now. And if it is a new school and new classrooms, because I can tell you now, that new school for Scoil and Creanefa, which I've battled for, 27 years waiting, Minister. 27 years. I don't know how many children, parents and grandparents have actually gone through that school. But I'll tell you this much, they're still waiting for a school. And it'll be another 3 years before that school comes online. Where do you think those children and those families are going to go, including the families that are proposed for Ballinasloe, coming from the Ukraine? So where do you think they're going to go? Because I don't know. Thank you.
I want to welcome the young people who are in the gallery here today and just hope that you were able to follow what's going on. The Senator is asking me about making sure that I am providing, that the government is providing enough school places for students in Ballinasloe. And, you know, will there be enough places for the students who are coming? And why can't we build schools faster, I think roughly is your question. So, and Norma Foley can't be here because she's travelling abroad, so I'm answering on her behalf. So your specific question that you feel I didn't answer was, when will the school capacity review be completed? I'll ask the Department of Education to give me an answer on that. I met with Minister Foley recently in the last few days. I'll meet with her again. I'll ask her to give you a specific answer on that. But I think that you must be heartened by the fact that this Scoil Creanefa, which you worked on, which you've been looking for so many years, now has planning permission. So that's a significant milestone for many schools around the country that have not reached that stage 2B, and that there is, and also that the Department of Education has 300 school projects under construction at the moment. They're one area of the capital project that's going well. Like they're spending the money that's being allocated to them. They're building schools at a rate of knots. And my feeling is I've got strong confidence in the Department of Education on what they're doing. The department is reporting, and you may feel differently, that there's a parent capacity at primary schools across Ballinasloe school planning area. However, that the primary schools within the town have more limited capacity. Existing capacity at post-primary level is certainly under much more stress than it is at primary level. Thank you.